We're just letting the folks get in there. Looks like Sean. Look, we are recording this, so if you don't go picking your nose or whatever. You can block. Good morning. Welcome to our webinar this morning for Goal Setting 101. My name is John Chisholm, and I'm a coach. I'm an influencer. I'm a mindset mechanic, and I'm a potential developer, also a recruiter. So welcome to this Goal Setting 101. Now, we're coming to the end of the year. Lots of people make goals, and it's kind of funny. And I wonder if you know the answer to this question. What is the drop dead date as far as keeping resolutions? Now, resolutions are goals, that is for sure. What is the drop dead date? What is the date that most people drop out of their New Year's resolutions? Well, that's no, and I'm seeing it. I'm seeing the comments up here. The drop dead date for people keeping their resolutions is February 1st. But before February 1st, 68% of people don't keep their New Year's resolutions. They quit their New Year's resolutions. So this is an appropriate time. Right about this time of year is the time of year when my company, GPAC, company I work with as a recruiter, this is the time of year we set our goals, and we set our goals based upon what kind of like our financial goals. That's the main thing. The financial goals. What do we want to do during the year to be successful? But there's many areas of goal setting that people do year in and year out for sure. So that's why this is an appropriate time to talk about goals. Goal setting 101. This is the real basic stuff. So in this course, what I want to do is I want to talk about the importance of setting goals. I also want to talk about how to set and achieve them and how to avoid common mistakes. So in this webinar, I hope to accomplish those goals. You can let me know if I do that by the end of the webinar. A goal, the definition of a goal is the result or achievement toward which effort is directed. So the decision to set goals is a very important decision which impacts our lives in more ways than we can imagine. According to the Code of Living, setting a goals affects our lives in 5 different areas, in 5 of the following ways. First and foremost, setting goals provides a sharp set of focus. Number 2, setting goals allows you to measure your progress. And this is very important. We know this in business, but also in life. Measuring your progress is very important. Number 3, setting goals blocks distractions and provides productive boundaries. Number 4, setting goals combats procrastination, putting it off until tomorrow. And number 5, setting goals motivates you. So let's dig into this just a little bit, if you don't mind. The first way that goals impact your life and impact your business is that setting goals provides a sharp set of focus. When you set a goal for yourself, you inherently have an end game in mind, which shifts your behavior and your thoughts. With this, you begin to take certain steps to get what you want, and in doing so, you pick up the big momentum. And did you know that momentum is quite literally addictive? As you progress and get closer to accomplishing your goal, your brain begins to release something called dopamine. And it's a substance that basically centers or controls the reward and pleasure centers in your brain and motivates you to take further steps to achieve an award or a reward. In that case, your goal. And so this is very important, especially whatever area, whether it be personal, whether it be spiritual, whether it be a relationship goal, whether it be a business goal. This provides a sharp sense of focus, kind of you're keeping your eyes on the prize. That's what setting goals does for an individual. Now, the second thing that makes goals very important is it allows you to measure your progress. Now, we know this in business is very, very important. But let's say you have a weight goal, a weight loss goal. Okay. Now, setting goals allows you to measure progress. If you say I want to lose 20 pounds by June 21st, then you know you need to lose a certain amount of weight per month, per week, per day. Okay, and you can break it down that way, and you can measure your progress at the end of the day, at the end of the week, at the end of the month. You can measure your progress. So when you set a goal, you want to develop a plan, which is what we just talked about, and then abide by that plan in order to get what you want. As you work your plan, you'll notice gradual progress along the way. In the illustration, you'll notice the pounds begin to drop along the way. Measuring that gradual progress allows you to see how far you've come. And that's incredibly motivating. It's incredibly encouraging, and it helps keep you on track. As you set your goals and you progress, you learn various methods of taking the proper steps to get what you want. Likewise, measuring your progress also permits you to make any necessary alterations you feel like you need to do in case you're getting off course. So the ability to measure your progress is a skill that will serve you well in all aspects of your life. Thirdly, setting goals blocks distractions, and it provides productive boundaries. The ability to block distractions not only helps you achieve your goals sooner, but also helps one develop self-discipline, which is also a critical life skill. When you have an end game in mind and you're determined to get to the finish line, it becomes increasingly easier to avoid things that will steer you off course. I think about when in goal setting, I use the picture in my mind of running a marathon, especially when we're talking about a long-term goal. And you know that running a marathon, obviously your goal is to get to the finish line and to do so and to do so legally. So you want to stay on course. You want to stay on track. You don't want to go off to the right or off to the left. In order to win the marathon, you can't take any shortcuts. You need to have a goal in mind. The goal is the finish line, and the track in which you get there blocks the distractions off to the right or off to the left and keeps your focus on that finish line, providing that productive boundary. So having an end game in mind and determination to get to that finish line, it is increasingly easier to avoid those things that are going to just really take you out of the race. For those of you like me who struggle with blocking distractions on your quest to goal achievement, here are a few helpful tips. On a daily basis, focus on 2 or 3 very important tasks that will propel you in the direction of your goal. Don't try to take on too much at once, which can overwhelm you. I know that if I want to make X number of dollars in a year, that I need to contact X number of people in a year. And I break that down on a daily basis. And actually, I break that number down on a week by week basis, that I need to set a certain number of interview appointments per week in order to get to the goal that I want, the production goal that I want in my recruiting business. So you need to focus on those 2 or 3 things that are going to get you to that goal, that end goal at the end of the year that you're working in. So you break it down again by the year, the annual, month by month, week by week. And in my case, I break it down day by day, and even in some cases, hour by hour. Next, focus on completing work in segments. Instead of attempting to tackle one, kind of big, huge project at once, break it down into bits. Distraction comes when you're not 100% focused on the task at hand. The other thing that setting goals does in this thing is it provides boundaries, which is amazing. Providing boundaries is an excellent way of incentivizing you to be able to, again, this is a great life skill. It incentivizes you to know when to say no. There's so many good things that you can say yes to out there. And a perfect illustration is that in the first week of December, I have a year-end goal. And by the way, I met my goal back a couple months ago, but I kept on striving and moving forward. But in the first week of December, there was a warm weather streak here in South Dakota. It was over 50 degrees, I think 3 or 4 days in a row. And so the distraction would be, I want to go out golfing. I want to get outside and go out golfing. But if you have a goal and you have a daily goal in mind, then you have to meet that daily goal. In my mind, I have to meet that daily goal before I can go out golfing. So guess what I'm going to do? If I have a tee time at 12 o'clock, I am going to start work early in the day so that I can get those goals accomplished that I need to get accomplished in order to be able to go out and go golfing. That's providing boundaries. But sometimes those boundaries help you to say no. Sometimes people get so overwhelmed and carried away with trying to do everything at once that they end up burning out. Burnout is also an enemy to goal attainment. So some people just want to say yes to everything, and there are many good things that you want to say yes to, but here's the thing. Providing boundaries and staying focused on your goal is going to, in the long run, make you feel a lot more satisfied. So we don't want to make you feel like you're not going to be able to accomplish your goals if you say no to too many things. What you want to do is you want to keep the main thing, and that's what boundaries accomplish for you. Here's a big one for me. Setting goals absolutely combats procrastination. Procrastination is a huge plight that many people struggle with in all aspects of their lives. Thankfully, setting goals effectively combats this common ailment. Again, if you've got that long-term goal broken down into short-term goals, day-by-day goals, hour-by-hour goals, you are able to, instead of saying, I want to do it tomorrow or I want to do it later, you know that to accomplish your goal, you need to break down certain tasks on a day-by-day and for some of our cases, hour-by-hour basis. Setting goals and striving towards them innately increases your willpower. The more that you practice this, the more that you practice the urgency, the ability to get your goals done right now, that really builds that strength within you. The more that you say, the more that you do it, the more that you do it now, as opposed to waiting till later, having the habit of waiting till later, that gets you stronger in the willpower arena. So mighty willpower combined with a desired end game in mind helps make staying the course and not wasting time much easier. The best remedies for procrastination are motivation combined with willpower. And since we mentioned motivation, setting goals motivates you. Setting goals is innately exciting. It's motivational. It gives you something to strive towards and to achieve. Do you know why so many people die soon after they retire? It's the answer to the question is not that they're old, it's that they don't longer have anything that they're shooting for. There's no longer any goals, no longer any reason to get up out of bed, no longer any reason to really go and strive and achieve. And it motivates when people have goals. And when people, I think about my own dear mother. My own dear mother has an advanced degree. She's done everything she wants to do, that she wanted to do in life. She ran her own business for 50 plus years. She ran her own business. She ran her own company. And what she does now is she's taking college courses. She's taking these advanced college courses. It motivates her to get up out of bed in the morning, to engage her mind and to learn more and more. That's not the only thing she does, but she continues to do that. It's quite amazing what she's able to do. And in our lives and in our work, setting goals, it excites you. It gets you up out of bed in the morning. It gets you to jump out of bed in the morning. The goals, as long as they're associated with your why and the reason that you do business, what is your why for wanting to lose weight? What is your why for wanting to be more productive? What is your why for even getting up out of bed and going to work in the morning. Your goals help you strive and drive towards that why. The drive, the energy, the passion that comes with setting and achieving goals is what gives you the strength to avoid distractions and obstacles, overcome difficulties, and stay the course. Being motivated also means taking action and never giving up until you get that goal, until you reach and attain that achievement. All in all, setting goals is inherently motivational because it compels you and motivates you and pushes you to get to the finish line. When setting a goal feels challenging, you basically have one or two options. Number one, option one, put the work in to set and to achieve your goals. Or two, don't put in the work to set and achieve your goals. You're responsible for that. Each option comes with consequences. Sadly, many people go with option two because it's just way more comfortable. They love being in that rut. They love being in that comfort zone. They don't want to stretch themselves. They don't want to do any more. They don't want to gain. It's not important to them to gain that that end goal, for lack of a better term. The fact that you're taking this course, the fact that you're here in this webinar right now tells me that you want to go for option one as much as I want you to go for option one. But as we go further, I'm going to share strategic tips for you to successfully set and attain your goals. But I want to ask you a question. What do you think the most common mistakes are that cause people to fall short when they're setting and working to achieve their goals? According to Lifehack, the most common reasons people often fall short when working to achieve their goals are the following. Number one, their goals are not specific enough. Their goals are not specific enough. According to experts, you should be setting SMART goals, which are specific, measurable, achievable, reliable, and time framed. So, for instance, let me just give you a quick for instance. Let's say that your goal this year is to make $1 million. The worst thing that you can do is to say, I want to make a lot of money. It's just not a good goal. I want to lose weight. It's not a good goal. Instead, saying I want to earn $1 million by the end of the year, that is a good goal. Now, we can discuss, is that attainable? Well, if you're a dishwasher in a restaurant, probably not. If you're a dishwasher that does day trading and you're really, really good at day trading, it's possible. But so they have to be attainable as well. You know, if you set a goal that's reasonable, say if you're making $50,000 this year, and by making a couple steps, you could probably increase your income by about $10,000. To make a goal of $60,000 and to say this is how I'm going to earn $5,000 a month. Actually, you probably would make the goal a little bit higher than that, and you break it down into steps. So you need to have those SMART goals. You need to be very, very specific. I want to make $60,000. Measurable. Well, that's measurable right there. You're putting a number on it. $60,000. Reliable. Well, do I have the ability? Do I have the resources to be able to go after that? I need to be. Is it achievable? In other words, again, I talked about the dishwasher illustration. Is it achievable? Can you actually do it? Do you have the wherewithal? Do you have the resources to be able to do it? And then you need to say time framed by the end of the year. By December 31st, I want to have earned this much money. So that's how you get down to a specific goal. That's how you get down to a specific goal. When the unfortunate thing is that people do fail in their goals because they procrastinate. When you set a goal for yourself, it's important to start working towards it immediately. You know, if you say, let's go back to the illustration again. If you say I want to lose 20 pounds by July or by June, I want to lose 20 pounds by June. Don't say, well, I'm going to go eat all the unhealthy foods that I want to eat for the next 24 hours or for the next week. When you set a goal, you need to start right now. I want to lose 20 pounds by March. This is how I'm going to do it. And I'm going to start today. That's the way that you definitely want to go instead of procrastinating. The best recipe for failure, with the diet, the best recipe for failure is to procrastinate, to put it off. Third, the next reason that people will fail in their goals, or when they fall short in reaching their goals, is they let the critics get to them. They always say there will always be people that are critical. There are always people that will be haters. There'll be naysayers. They'll say you can't do that. They'll doubt your ability to successfully execute what you're trying to do. You got to rise above that criticism. You must rise above the criticism and stick to what you believe in. It's often easier said than done, but in the end, it comes down to choice and willpower. Next, they keep poor company. Do you know that you're the average of the 5 people that you hang out with? So when you're striving to achieve a goal, you need to surround yourself with like-minded people who will challenge you and encourage you. Well, poor company will hold you back. Surrounding yourself with the right people will maximize your success. And so, just as a means of a little bit of advertisement right here, allow me just a moment. This is where a coach can really help you. This is where an influencer, a coach, can really help you. It's I don't want you to have the thought process of you're going and you're hiring your friends, your group of this group of friends. But a coach can really help you do number one. A coach can help you crystallize your goal, make it crystal clear. A coach is a sounding board for your goals, and they can help you see if they're smart, if they're measurable, if you have if they're specific enough, if they're attainable. A coach can help walk you through that in such a way that at the same time as being encouraging, also helps you get more crystal clear and laser focused. A coach can also hold you accountable. A coach, if you're starting to procrastinate or make excuses, the coach is not going to be there every day to hold your hand, but they'll ask you curiosity. I mean, I know I would ask you curiosity-based questions. If this is really your goal, Joe, why in the world would you want to put it off until tomorrow? Why in the world would you want to put it off until tomorrow? Just out of curiosity, I'm just wondering. But there's many levels of accountability. Some people want that day by day, 24-hour day, 365 days a year accountability. And my goal as a coach is to help you grow out of that need. Absolutely. But we can arrive as a coach. A coach is going to come alongside you and help you understand what level of accountability is best for you. So thirdly, a coach is going to encourage you to reach your goals. As a coach, I am your biggest cheerleader. I want you to reach your goals. If weight loss is your goal, I want to help you get there. I want to do everything I can to help you get there, and I want to cheer you on when you do it. If success at work is your greatest goal, and you want to make 10% more, 20% more, 30% more than you made last year, I want to help you get to that point, and I want to help you find that way that you can get there. And if you're successful, I'm successful. My success is invested in you being successful and you reaching your goals. That's where my success is invested in. I'm not in competition against you. I'm the guy that wants you to get there. Finally, I mean, I, like you, I hope, are a success-minded individual, and I like you, I want to get better. So I myself surround myself with people that are a lot smarter than me, and that are I have my own coach. I actually have 2 coaches. And I surround myself with people in group coaching that are a lot smarter than me, so that I can bounce my ideas off of them. And these people are more interested in my success than I am in my own success. And if you hire me to be your coach and help you along with your goals, I am way more interested in your success than I am in my success. And my success is rooted in your success. Much like as my 24-hour, 365-day a year job that I love, that I'm passionate about recruiting. When you make a successful hire and that makes your business better, that means I've been successful. When I help a candidate find an awesome job that's better than what they have right now, I find great success in that. That's what gets me up out of bed in the morning. I'm done with the advertisement, but let me tell you, if you want to succeed in your goals, if you want to have, I'll tell you the statistics, okay? And I know the saying is most statistics, 98.5% of statistics are made up on the spot. This is not a statistic. You can look this up. But people are 86% more likely to achieve their goals than the general population when they have a coach holding them accountable and helping them achieve their goals. Think about that. Excuse me. Now I went ahead here and I showed you this. The saying is very, very true. To succeed in your mission, you must have a single-minded devotion to your goal. You must have a single-minded devotion to your goal. So this is why we have to think into it. And we have to think into it. What is your number one long-term goal? What is your number one short-term goal? Number one long-term, number one short-term. This is something that you need to think into, and you need to associate it with your purpose, your values, your mission in life, your why in life. And to be successful, all those things in your life, personal, professional, spiritual, relational, all those things need to line up to your ultimate why. And that is going to also help you be single-mindedly focused on your goal when you have it aligned with your purpose, your values, and your mission. When you have your goals that are lined up with everything, that are aligned with the things that are in your life, your relationship, your spiritual goals are all lined up in that one, they're wrapped up in that why. When your goals align with those things, your goals are more likely to be completed and successful. Think about that. Think about this. In 5 years, if you've done everything that you want to accomplish, and in 5 years you've accomplished your goals, you've done the things that you want to do in your business, you've done the things you want to do personally, you've done the things you want to do professionally, you're connected and aligned spiritually, you're connected and aligned in your relationship. What does your life look like? What does your life look like? Describe what your life looks like. Think about that. And that's motivational. You can break it down to 3 years. You can break it down to 1 year. If at the end of this month I've accomplished my goals for the month, what does my life look like? Think about it. Let's move on. As promised, there's some creative things or creative ways to accomplish your goals. The most creative and powerful way to accomplish your goals is by visualizing the outcome of your desire. I just did that. What does my life look like in 5 years, 3 years, 1 year, 1 month, if I've accomplished my goals? Believe it or not, your actions greatly depend upon your thoughts. Again, another good reason to have a coach, to positively motivate you and impact you, and to get your thought processes changing just a little bit. Everything that has ever come into being was once a mere thought, as far as humankind is concerned. Always visualize the outcomes that you want to achieve. Think about it. So the next creative way to accomplish your goal is to speak with conviction when you're talking about your goals. You know what? Instead of saying, I wish I could lose 20 pounds, or I want to make $1 million this year, or I hope that somehow, some way that client will do this or will do that. Instead of that, say, I will lose 20 pounds by March. I am a millionaire. That sounds a little bit silly, but there's power in words and there's power in repetition. Tell yourself that you will attain your goal, come hell or high water. You can do anything. You're strong. You're capable. Never stop affirming yourself and believing in yourself, and never stop working towards what you want. There's some amazing stories out there, rags to riches stories. We hear them all the time. We love them. We love them here in the U.S. If you're watching someplace else, maybe you love them there too. But in the U.S., we just love those rags to riches stories, those people that come and kind of pull themselves up by their bootstraps. And it's all about belief. It's all about saying, I am going to accomplish this. This is my goal. I am going to accomplish it. Thirdly, if you want to be successful, if you want to get some more creative ways, break down your bigger goals into sub goals. One of the biggest enemies of achievement is the feeling of being overwhelmed. You're not going to make $1 million tomorrow, right? You're not going to lose 20 pounds overnight. If you want to achieve a big, lofty goal, break it down into parts and tackle them gradually as you go along. Not only does this keep you from getting burned out, but also setting sub goals also allows you to track your progress as you go along, which is highly motivational. Many people set goals with the right intention. They're super motivated on goal setting day, and you might be feeling this way right now. You're invigorated about the possibility about what will happen, and are eager to start the process, but they're absolutely positively petrified of falling short. Whether it's a conscious thought or a subconscious thought, most of the time it's subconscious. It creeps into your consciousness though. But the best and most important step in goal setting is that first step. And that means it is to begin. Literally, starting the process will increase your chances for success. Now, don't get me wrong, there are many other factors I'll touch on shortly, but I want to emphasize how important it is to begin. So here's my recommendation this minute. If you got a pencil, pad of paper, get your pencil, get your pen, get it perpendicular, and write this down. Make a decision. What is your goal? Just write one down. Declare it out loud. I mean, nobody's going to hear you. Scream it at the top of your lungs. This is what I will achieve. I will, by December 31st of 2022, I will have done this. By the end of this week, I will have accomplished this. By the end of this month, I will have accomplished this. Declare it. Say it out loud. Take that pen, get it perpendicular, write it down. Write it down 5 times. Write it down 5 times. I will do this. I will do this. I will do this. I will do this. It's just like the teacher, I'm used to doing this. It was 20 times and 30 times for me. And then get your phone, pick up your phone. Don't do it right now, but pick up your phone and call 3 people in your life who's going to hold you accountable and will check in on you at least monthly. Or pick up a phone and hire a coach. Pick up the phone and hire a coach, because that person's going to hold you accountable. Okay. And then number 4, do not have a backup plan. Do not have a backup plan. If your goal is to lose weight, don't have a backup plan. If your goal is to make more money, don't have a backup plan. If your goal is to buy a new car, don't have a backup plan. If your goal is to fall in love, don't have a backup plan. If your goal is to pay off debt, don't have a backup plan. Will Smith said this once. He says, there's no reason to have a plan B because it distracts from plan A. Many people play their goal setting game way too safe because they're fearful of missing the mark. But my challenge is to only have one plan, which is success. So if your goal is to lose 35 pounds by the time you go on vacation, don't have a plan B, which states losing 20 pounds is okay. I want to lose 35, but if I hit 20, I'll be pretty happy with that. No, either make the goal 35 or make the goal 20, but don't have a plan B. If your goal is to make an extra $20,000 this year, don't say, well, if I make 19, I'll feel okay about it. You got to do the whatever it takes. You got to have that whatever it takes mentality. Whatever that is. Have tunnel vision for your desired outcome, and do not let yourself stop. Don't take a day off until you hit your goal. And then there's something really important that you must do once you hit that goal. You must celebrate celebrate the process and your success. No, not party like it's 1969. That's a little bit silly, but every breakthrough requires an acknowledgement of the effort that you put through. Make the journey filled with recognition. So, I mean, here's what we do. You know, it used to be before COVID struck, and now we do it. Now we do it a little bit differently. But before COVID struck, when someone would get somebody a job, when somebody would accept an offer and get a job, we'd go up on this big whiteboard, and there would be the howl of a wolf going on throughout our entire office building as the person and everybody would get up out of their desks and walk to the middle of the office space as that person is writing up their initials and the numbers and everything else, and they get really, really excited about it, and everybody would cheer them on. But every time you heard that wolf, you got up out of your chair, you went in and you celebrated their accomplishments. We do it a little bit differently now. We do it virtually. It's still pretty cool. Every time we see somebody making a deal, changing somebody's life, you need to do that. Ben Renshaw said it this way. He's a director of the Happiness Project, and Success Intelligence says, on average, by the age of 18, we will have been praised and encouraged 30,000 times. And most of this by the time that we are 3. I would have been 3 in 1969. That kind of gives you the idea of how old I am. Somewhere along the lines, we stop celebrating. Neglecting to celebrate your success can cause you to slowly and subconsciously start to take a negative view of your own accomplishments. When you focus on what you haven't accomplished instead of what you have, you're less likely to stay on task and to complete your goals. So that's really, really important. The good news is that celebrating your wins, your accomplishments, even if it's the small accomplishments, can boost your confidence, help to stave off burnout, and fuel for your continued success. My recommendation, though, is if you're trying to lose weight, don't go out and have a cake and celebrate in that way for the small goals. Do something different that's not going to have a negative impact on your goals. So, what is the first milestone? Think about this. This is part of visualization. What's the first milestone that will be celebrated, and how will you celebrate? I'm a huge advocate of accountability. Huge. We are all human beings, and left to our own devices, we will typically quit when the going gets tough. If you're looking for someone to hold you accountable, it would be my personal honor. Again, there's the advertisement again. But if it's not me, find somebody. Find another coach. No one's going to be as good as me, but definitely you want someone to hold you accountable. But we in this class, in this webinar, we can hold each other accountable. So post your top 3 goals and action steps below, and make them smart. Write them down whenever, write them down, make them smart, and think about that and share them with others and have them hold you accountable. Before we finish, and we're coming to a conclusion here, I wanted to share some good goal-setting resources that might serve you well in your question to make all of your goals a reality. Number 1, get a journal. Get a journal. There's no ifs, ands, or buts about it. Get a journal. Document your days, your weeks, your months, so that you can measure your progress. Number 2, read. Simple Google search will elicit an overwhelming number of books to read, but be sure, beyond a shadow of a doubt, you want to check out the following. Goals. How to Get Everything You Want Faster Than You Ever Thought Possible by Brian Tracy. You still got that pen? Write that down. Goals by Brian Tracy. The Magic of Thinking Big is another book. Acquire the Secrets of Success, Achieving Everything You've Always Wanted by David J. Schwartz. David J. Schwartz, PhD. Writing them down. Third book that's really, really good is The Achievement Habit, Stop Wishing, Start Doing, and Take Command of Your Life by Bernard Roth. Don't worry, I'm not getting any money for recommending these books. These are just great books. And the last one, and this is an oldie but a goodie. Everybody should have this one in their library. Think and Grow Rich by Napoleon Hill. Think and Grow Rich by Napoleon Hill. Thirdly, take advantage of the fact that we are living in a world with these mobile phones. I call them mobile phones still, even though they're really mobile computers. But there's lots and tons of goal setting apps out there, including Strides, Way of Life, Goals on Track. I would recommend that if you're trying, like for example, if you're trying to get into weight loss, there's a couple of great ones out there. Noom is one of them. There's multiple goal setting apps associated with specific types of diets that can remind you to input the information in there and check it out. So any kind of goal setting app is always really, really good. My favorite goal setting app is my calendar. What I write into my calendar on a day by day basis, I break it down exactly what I need to do on a daily basis to meet my goals. Number 4, believe. The most important resource you have and need is to believe in yourself. Believe deeply that you can accomplish your goals. I know I've really uncovered a lot of information. You're likely feeling one of two ways, either inspired or overwhelmed. Both of these feelings can be used as an incentive or a chip on your shoulder to creatively set goals and achieve goals and avoid common mistakes. Believe me when I tell you that setting goals is deeply significant, and it will impact your life for many ways for years to come. If you need any additional support, if you want to talk to me about coaching, please feel free to reach out. I do appreciate and thank you for taking the time to attend this class, this webinar, to take notes, and to apply the truths. Helping people achieve their goals, honestly, it's very, very important to me. Being a part of that is very, very important to me. So if you have any additional questions, please feel free to send them my way. I will always be around to support and guide you. And please email me, text me, do whatever, and let me know how this has helped you achieve your goals. And just to give you the quote one more time, to succeed in your mission, you must have single-minded devotion to your goals. APJ Abdul Kalam. Well, wherever you're at right now, whatever you're doing, I just want you to, I really do want you to be successful in life, to achieve your goals, whatever they are, at whatever point. And I encourage you right now today, don't delay in doing this. Start today. Write down those goals, say them out loud, make a plan. And I want to talk to you this time next year, that saying that you've achieved and exceeded all your goals. Have a great rest of your day, whatever it is that you're doing today, and we will be seeing you hopefully next time. Goodbye.